Jai Shimalaji. Good evening, everyone. We can begin today's evening meditation by doing the Namaskar, raising our Kundalini and giving ourselves a bandhan. Let's bring our right hand towards Mother Earth. And we can bring our attention inside and just surrender the day at the lotus feet of our Holy Mother. And we can put our attention on Sri Ganesha and let's take his mantra and we can take it 4 times. Oh. त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। Let's just keep our attention inside. Shri Ganesha, please make us worthy of your attention. Please make us innocent so that we are in your attention. We'll just put our attention on our Agya. We can raise our hand to our Agya, and here we can take the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And let's bring our attention to our Sahasrara. We can massage our Sahasrara a few times. And here just pray that, Shmaji, please place your lotus feet on my Sahasrara. We're just going to watch a very short extract about the importance of washing Shmataji's feet.
हे वेगळं ठेव आपण मुलांचं धुतलेलं वेगळं ठेवायचं. See, this water doesn't get spoiled. You may keep it for any amount of time. In India, they don't wash my hands. They wash only my feet. Because they say from the feet of the mother, only the river Ganges flows.
All Shaktis are there.
All Shaktis are there. So they don't wash my hands. They wash my feet, you see. And all this is, they believe that whatever is dirty, filthy, everything in the river Ganges makes no difference because it is all neutralized already. Not only, but whatever dirt we have within us is also neutralized. It's the Ganges from the heavens. Said that Surasari. Described as the Ganges of the heavens, Milky Way as you call it, that flows through these feet. So for them, it's not easy for Western mind to understand this. See, for them, feet is a dirty thing. They can't understand something so pure that anything that is dirty is purified. Huh? He says that even by washing your feet we become pure. See, their understanding of the purity is so simple. We had, at the time of Christ also, we had this. People used to touch his clothes and take water from his feet and drink. They used to do it. But now people have become so conscious, with all their cleanliness they are always sick. And this they use for treating for cancer and all this disease. This thing.
Now I'd like to read Sri Adi Shankaracharya's book, The Atmabodh, or Self-Knowledge. It's not as well known piece of his work, but it's incredibly vibrated. And before we begin, it might be useful to know one of the terms which is used, which is upadi. It's a term of Vedanta philosophy which signifies a limiting or conditioning thing. For instance, a cup or a jar limits the all-pervading nature of space. Likewise, the mind limits the all-pervading nature of Atman. That's upadi. Before I begin, I'd like to ask for forgiveness if I mispronounce any of the words or names, and let's just meditate on this beautifully vibrated piece of writing. I'm composing the Atmabodh, or self-knowledge, to serve the needs of those who have been purified through the practice of austerities and who are peaceful in heart, free from cravings and desirous of liberation. As fire is the direct cause of cooking, so knowledge, and not any other form of discipline, is a direct cause of liberation. For liberation cannot be attained without knowledge. Action cannot destroy ignorance, for it is not in conflict with ignorance. Knowledge alone destroys ignorance, as light destroys dense darkness. It is only because of ignorance that the self appears to be finite. When ignorance is destroyed, the self, which does not admit of any multiplicity whatsoever, truly reveals itself by itself, like the sun when the cloud is removed. Through repeated practice, knowledge purifies the embodied soul, stained by ignorance, and then itself disappears, as the powder of the kataka nut disappears after it has cleansed muddy water. The world, filled with attachments and aversions, and the rest, is like a dream. It appears to be real as long as one is ignorant, but becomes unreal when one is awake. The world appears to be real as long as the non-dual Brahman, which is the basis of all, is not known. It is like the illusion of silver in an oyster shell. All the various forms exist in the imagination of the perceiver, and the substratum being the eternal and all-pervading Vishnu, whose nature is existence and intelligence. Names and forms are like bangles and bracelets, and Vishnu is like gold. As the all-pervading Akasha appears to be diverse on account of its association with various upadis, which are different from each other, and becomes one on the destruction of the upadis, so also the omnipresent Lord appears to be diverse on account of his association with various upadis, and becomes one on the destruction of these upadis. Owing to its association with various upadis, such ideas as caste, color, and position are superimposed on Atman as flavor, color, and so forth on water. The gross body, the medium through which the soul experiences pleasure and pain, is determined by past action and formed out of the 5 great subtle elements, which become gross when 1/2 portion of one subtle element becomes united with 1/8 of each of the other 4. The subtle body, the instrument of the soul's experience, consists of the 5 pranas, the 10 organs, the manas, and the buddhi, all formed from the rudimentary elements before their subdivision and combination with one another. Avidya, or nescience, indescribable and beginningless, is called the cause, which is an upadi superimposed on Atman. Know for certain that Atman is other than the 3 upadis. On account of union with the five sheaths, the pure Atman appears to be like them, as is the case with a crystal which appears to be endowed with such colors as blue or red when in contact with a blue or red cloth. One should, through discrimination, separate the pure and inmost self from the sheaths by which it is covered, as one separates a rice kernel from the covering husk by striking it with a pestle. The all-pervading Atman does not shine in everything. It is manifest only in the buddhi, like a reflection in clear water or in a stainless mirror. Realize Atman to be distinct from the body, sense organs, mind, buddhi, and non-differentiated prakriti, but the witness of their functions, comparable to a king. As the moon appears to be moving when the clouds move in the sky, so also to the non-discriminating, Atman appears to be active, when in reality, the senses are active. The body, senses, mind, and buddhi engage in their respective activities with the help of consciousness, which is inherent in Atman, just as men work with the help of the light that is inherent in the sun. Fools, through non-discrimination, superimpose on the stainless Atman, which is existence and consciousness absolute, the characteristics and functions of the body and the senses, just as people attribute such traits as blueness and concavity to the sky. As the movement that belongs to water is attributed through ignorance to the moon reflected in it, so also agency, enjoyment, and other limitations which belong to the mind are falsely attributed to Atman. Attachment, desire, pleasure, pain, and the rest are perceived to exist as long as the buddhi or mind functions. They are not perceived in deep sleep when the mind ceases to exist. Therefore, they belong to the mind alone and not to Atman. The nature of Atman is eternity, purity, reality, consciousness, and bliss, just as luminosity is the nature of the sun, coolness of water, and heat of fire. Such a notion as I know is produced by the union, due to non-discrimination, of a modification of the mind with two aspects of Atman, namely existence and consciousness. Atman never undergoes change, and the buddhi is never endowed with consciousness. But man believes Atman to be identical with the buddhi and falls under such delusions as that he is the seer and the knower. The soul, regarding itself as a jiva, is overcome by fear, just like the man who regards a rope as a snake. The soul regains fearlessness by realizing that it is not a jiva, but the supreme soul. The mind, the sense organs, and so on are illumined by Atman alone, as a jar or pot by a lamp. But these material objects cannot illumine their own self, as a lighted lamp does not need another lamp to manifest its light. So Atman, being consciousness itself, does not need another instrument of consciousness to illumine itself. By negating all the upadhis through the help of the scriptural statement, it is not this, it is not this, we realize the oneness of the individual soul and the supreme soul by means of the great Vedic aphorisms. The body and so on, created by avidya and all and of the nature of an object, are perishable, like bubbles. Realize through discrimination that you are the stainless Brahman, completely different from them. I am free from changes such as birth, thinness, senility, and death, for I am other than the body. I am unattached to the objects of the senses, such as sound and taste, for I am without sense organs. I am free from sorrow, attachment, malice, and fear, for I am other than the mind. He is without breath and without mind, pure, higher than the high, and imperishable. From it are born breath, mind, and all organs of sense, ether, air, light, water, and earth, which is the support of all. I am without attributes in action, eternal and pure, free from stain and desire, changeless and formless, and always free. I feel all things inside and out, like the ether, changeless and the same in all. I am pure, unattached, stainless, and immutable. I am verily that supreme Brahman, which is eternal, stainless, and free, which is one, indivisible, and non dual, and which is of the nature of bliss, truth, knowledge, and infinity. The impression of I am Brahman, thus created by uninterrupted reflection, destroys ignorance and its distractions, and Rasayana medicine destroys diseases, as Rasayana medicine destroys diseases. Sitting in a solitary place, freeing the mind from desires and controlling the senses, meditate with unwavering attention on the infinite Atman, which is one without a second. So let's meditate on the Atman, on the spirit, on this I am the spirit. And anything else that comes to our mind, anything else that comes to us, we can just push away and say, not this, not this. And if we find our thoughts diverting or taking us somewhere, we can also meditate on this I. Who am I? There's the Saint Ramana Maharshi who said that the mind only exists by attaching itself to something else. I am a father, or I like this. But as soon as you question this I, but who is this I? It dissolves. It does not exist. So if any thoughts come, we can also question, we can introspect on this I and return it to the eternal spirit. watch a talk of Shimadaji. It's from 1989.
I'm sorry what had happened yesterday. But I think the war has begun between the evil and good. And after all, the good prevails. In these modern times, evil used to prevail on good. But now, in this Kruta Yuga, the evil will be completely conquered by good. And not that, but good will spread all over. The evil has a capacity to go to extremes and then to fall out of the evolutionary process completely. Because they are blind, they cannot see the good. That's why they are evil. If they could see the good, they would give up their evil. In our country, which is a country of yoga, especially Maharashtra, which is the country of the saints, I was amazed to hear what people are up to. One of the real source of this nonsense seems to be Rajneesh, the horrible fellow, because he has made an exhibition here absolutely denouncing all the deities and saying all kinds of dirty things. And I think the chief minister of this place is also hand in glove with him. And they are all trying to prove that there is no God, there is no spirituality. They want to establish that science is everything. We have no heritage of science in India. We have the heritage of spirituality. I mean, nobody is known as such a great scientist in this country. Nobody has made any special inventions. And the way people are organizing it in the name of science, there's hardly anyone who has done anything of science. So it's the evil which has taken this new form of talking about science and denouncing God. Of course, in the West also the same thing has happened to a great extent, but not to that extent. They have not discarded everything that was spiritual. But here they have gone headlong. Those few people who are there, very, very few, but they are there. So it's a very bad growth in this country. It won't survive, I know it cannot survive because this country is so full of spirituality. In the West, because people took to science, they have lost all culture of society. There is no culture of society. The etiquettes are limited to fork and spoon or how you wish each other. There is no other culture. It's so outside. There's nothing deep in it because they have taken absolutely to the modern, or we can say that is the industrial evolution of the people. They have taken to all that and have lost contact with reality. The culture of any country can only survive on spirituality. Science cannot talk of this. and it has so many limitations that it cannot even answer simple few questions that are facing them. Above all, they have no idea what is love. They have no idea what is the all pervading power. Now, you all have felt it and you know what it is and you know how to use it. So, under these circumstances, I find that those people who are mediocres in Surge Yoga cannot help much for establishing goodness. You have to be very clean within yourself. You have to be very powerful within yourself. And you have to be extremely sensitive. So, we are not to waste our energy, our attention onto superficial and nonsensical things. We have to get out of it. And we have to become people who are detached from any things which create problem. If you take a detached view of everything, you will have a kind of a life that will nourish your society, which is now sick, is a sick society, is a decadent society. And for that decadent society, you need people who are very morally strong, who are tremendously pure, and who know everything about Surge. The mediocrity in Surge Yoga is very common in the West, very common. And so much involved into their personal problems that I cannot understand how will they rise above this nonsensical personal viewpoint of view. So one has to realize that the whole tree that has grown outside so much due to industrial revolution has to seek its own nourishment from spirituality which is in India, no doubt. Spirituality without a development has no meaning. Spirituality has to have development outside, otherwise it is lost in the Mother Earth. It has to sprout and it has to show results, which we are showing, no doubt. In so many ways, Indian Sajogis are trying to show that, though they are rather slow about that part. So it's something funny that in the West people are rather slow, Sajogis are rather slow about their spirituality. And in India, people are rather slow about their manifestation outside. Unless and until we really do some dedicated effort, it's not going to work out. So I hope, as we have circulated letters, that we have come here not for fun, but for dedication and for our ascent, and it's a pilgrimage. Talking loose, talking about small things, quarreling with each other is out of question, of course. But domination, terrible domination of falsehood, just to think that we are leaders or why is he leader, shows that we are not yet worthy. So the worthiness of a ship is very important if it has to fight the turbulence of the sea. If it cannot fight the turbulence of the sea, then it is definitely not seaworthy and it is absolutely useless because it cannot go across. In the same way, if you have to be something, you have to work it out in such a manner that you really become worthy of crossing this ocean of illusion and that many could cross with you. As in India, they have started at every place, at every home, at every family, a center. If they invite people, they talk about nothing but Sajo. Now you can go all out to talk about it. I give you permission to tell them that I have come. There's nothing to hide. And you have to go and go and open the doors of many churches and many temples and many organizations and tell them that I am there. Now the time has come. You can see it so clearly. It's so obvious. First, I used to say I would not go to the newspapers. This is not good. That's not good. Let us work it out. But it has come now so much that I have to say things, and I'm going to say them very openly. I'm going to say that. But I want all of you to be such that nobody should point out a finger at you to say, oh, this is a surgeon. And how this surgeon is behaving. If somebody is stupid and not working it out, it's better to get rid of such a person. Or else help that person and tell him that you have to come up. You can't be here. We don't want mediocre people here. We want some very extraordinarily pure people. The purity is the main point which we have to have. Once you are pure, you don't have to worry. Then I'll look after you. But the purity of mind, purity of heart, and the purity of your attention, these three things are very important. When it works out, you'll be surprised. Collectivity will grow in no time. It's a tendency among Sahaja also still to go back to the same materialism and to try to have your own house, your family, your children, sort of a nonsense. We have to be in the ashrams and we have to work it out. We have to work it out very beautifully that we all live very happily in the ashram. But I find still people cannot work it out that way. They are more concerned about their jobs, concerned about their things. Once you live in the ashram, I will see that you get everything. But if you do not want to have the blessings of God, how can anybody help you? So tremendous sacrifice is needed. Of course, as you know, in Sahaja Yoga, I don't need any money from you at all. But sacrifice is very important. And sacrifice of nonsensical ideas that you have. In every way, we have to show that we are Sahaja. The way you dress up, the way you live, the way you think, the way you behave, the way you have relationships with each other, and the way you lead your married life, and the way you look at your children. Unless and until you have purity, the light of love will not shine. The light of love will not shine. You have to absorb the light of love within yourself. But you cannot unless and until you are a pure personality. And that pure personality has to develop by your meditation, by working hard. It's a question of few years. In 10 years, we can change the whole world. In 10 years. But you have to be really very dedicated. It is you who has to change, not me. You have to work it out, not me. I have done my level best. But within 10 years, it should be possible that every Sahaja should become a tremendous force of Sahaja. So please try to avoid all those who are mediocres. If you find mediocrity, the leaders must go all out to correct them, all out to tell them off. Don't tolerate. You don't have to be very mild on this one. You have to tell them frankly that, see now, you are an extremely mediocre person for Sahaja. It's not meant for mediocres. It's not meant for foolish people. It's not meant for stupid people. It's meant for something who are ready to sacrifice anything for the sake of truth. These people are saying that, why don't you go the way of science? I say, why don't you go the way of truth? Take to truth. Science is not truth. Today it might appear, tomorrow it disappears. Today you may think it is correct, but every hypothesis is challenged, every law is challenged. That's no law. You have to use Sahaja Yoga in every practical life, everywhere. But in no way you have to be fanatic about it. Like I've seen some people start giving uh, vibrations, or they start moving their hands for bandhans. Even if I am sitting, they are doing like that. There is no stupidity about it. It has to be very dignified, decent, and decorous. But for that, we need really people of quality. And a complete obedience is needed, I must say. I had told Indian people that time that they must have a proper case done for them. They just didn't listen to me that time. They said, Mother, why do you want, no, you'll be in trouble and all that. If they had listened to me, there would have been no trouble today. But you must listen to me what I say. Don't give me explanations, don't give me logic. But I know everything, you know that. I know everything. Now we have something good for you is the list of the marriages. But marriages is not such an important thing that you think about. It's not such an important thing for you that you dedicate or your attention to that. It's just by the way. Because you have to have a marriage, that's why. There's no need even to have sometimes. But you have to have it. And then letters after letters about your marriages, about your children. I just don't want to read that. Nothing about SYUK. If you are detached, whatever may be the quality of your wife, you will not fall. Whatever may be the quality of your husband, you will not fall. So one has to be little concerned that what are we doing? What have we achieved? What are we going to give to the world?
State the three great mantras. Oh, Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunathmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Mokshat Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha 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 Jai Shmaraji, we can end this evening's meditation by doing the Namaskar, raising a Kundalini, and giving ourselves a bandhan. I'll play some music for those who wish to continue meditating. Jeshmarji, good night, everyone. If you'd like to continue listening to that song, it's Rag Bihag by Bismillah Khan. Jeshmarji.